Hi everybody, so I'm gonna do a step-by-step tutorial on how to bleach and tone. She waited a little too long to come in, and this is gonna be difficult because there's probably gonna be some banding. Anyway, so I'm mixing Ugly Duckling Brilliant Blonde Lightener with 30 Volume Developer and Olaplex. And I like a more thick consistency. I don't like my lightener to be runny. I like to start working on the back just in case I need to rinse the back before, the top. Now, sometimes you can play around with a developer, and instead of doing 30 volume developer, you can do 20 volume on the back and 30 volume towards the top. But I actually work really quickly, so and you do have to work really fast when bleaching or even toning. This is something that you have to be really careful with as well. Some stylists do not even apply the lightener or the bleach onto the scalp because that's what also creates a banding. The scalp creates heat, so it will make everything around the scalp lighter than the rest. And at the same time, you have to be careful not to overlap. That is one of the most important things. You guys, it's a thin line between getting it the right blonde and your hair pretty much falling off. It really is not the most easy process to do, even though it looks simple, right? I mean, there's 3 inches of new growth, big deal, right? But it's actually so difficult not to make sure not to overlap where the rest of the blonde is. Now, I do apply lightener directly on the scalp because I usually, it's kind of difficult to stay away from the scalp and to stay away from the rest of the blonde. Especially when working so quickly, you want to tackle one issue at a time. And when if there is gonna be any banding, after I rinse it out, I like to kind of play with the toner to make everything blend together. And I do put a lot of pressure on the brush to make sure that everything is saturated. So I just went over and just wanted to hear myself out and how I explained everything. And I think I've said about 100 times. I don't know if I should just redo this whole thing or just, what, I don't have time. So sorry guys. I've done so many tutorials and they're like, why isn't she wearing gloves? I don't know. I'll try to keep my hands clean. I try to keep the bleach away from them, but I just don't like wearing gloves sometimes, and that's the way it is. So when I'm done applying a section, I will take pieces and bring them down, and I will saturate once again. Because like you see, right now, you can still see, look how dark that is. It doesn't look saturated, even though I did pile on the lightener. So I'll take down piece by piece and kind of go over it one more time. Don't just leave your client and walk away. Make sure you go again and just pick up piece by piece. And if you see that you've overlapped in any areas, then take a towel with water and kind of just wash. See right there, I think I overlapped right there. And I might have sprayed it down with water, or I probably, yeah, see that piece right there? That's going to fall off if I didn't rinse it off, guys, honestly. And this is tricky, by the way. This was after 20 minutes. And you would think, when you're using blue bleach, it's kind of like a lie. I'm pretty sure all you hairstylists have looked at it and oh, it's a pale yellow color. And then when it's time to rinse off, it's bright orangey yellow, right? This is not ready. This is not ready to be rinsed out. And sometimes you would look at it and you'd be like, okay, you're scared. You're like, I should wash it off right now. But then, then you're going to have to reapply the lightener because you rinsed it out a little too quickly. So wait until it's a pale yellow color. If you want to make sure, you can rinse a piece in the back. And that's the way that when it's time to rinse. Ooh, okay. Okay, it's okay. I can work with this. You see how on the scalp, it's a perfect blonde? That's because there was heat there. The scalp creates heat, and then the rest, it's a yellow band, a yellow line. Now that is the area that we really need to work on. So when I tone, I'm going to end up focusing on that yellow, first. So to tone, I am using Silver Blonde and Pearl Blonde, Equal Parts with 10 Volume by Ugly Duckling. Now, usually I would do like horizontal sections, but then now I'm doing a vertical because I can't be behind the chair. I'm kind of showing you guys how to do this. But this was a pretty cool way of doing it too. I mean, whatever works. And I was not applying it directly on the scalp. I was only applying where that yellow was, you see? And look how quickly it works. You guys can pretty much see, oh wow, that's really yellow. I don't even know. Is that even gonna work? Of course it's gonna work. I know what it's gonna look like at the end. But so I'm just kind of applying only where that yellow banding is, and I'm leaving the scalp alone, and I'm leaving the rest of the blonde alone. Oh, yes. How magical is that compared to the yellow? Look at that, you guys. Oh my God. That is like a relief. So it's looking really good, right? But that's, again, you know how quickly we have to work in order for everything just to look even. And if the back is like already done and I'm not even done with the top, like usually this is done at the sink, but with something that you have to be so specific with, you really cannot do this at the sink. You have to let them sit back down, even though they're going to be frightened to look at their hair yellow, because you have to really know where to stop. So don't do it at the sink. So at this point, I did apply also on the scalp, and now I wait about 10 minutes. And I usually do not need to, tone the rest of the hair, but because the new growth area is so, the tone of that it's pretty different. I don't always run the toner down, but I think now it's needed because the new growth and I feel like the rest of the blonde is too yellow now, right? So I kind of, once in a while, whenever you see that it needs to kind of be refreshed again, you will run the toner down, but you only have to leave it on for literally a minute. Like when you're done applying, you leave it for about a minute and then you just wash it off and everything just blends together. Rinse her hair off very well and apply Olaplex number 2 for 10 minutes and then wash it off and blow dry. Now, while I was blow drying, as a hairdresser, we're harder on ourselves than our clients are. Believe it or not, I know like you think you have picky clients, but we are. When we go to bed, we always think about what could we have done differently, okay? But this is as close to perfection as I could have gotten it that day. And there's no way that I could have added more bleach or did anything differently. This is just what we're just going to have to be happy with for today. And her hair is still in great shape, and now I can go have lunch. Talk to you guys soon. Okay, I spoke too soon. She wants it back combed, as if we did not damage it enough, right? Like, oh my God.